Hey guys, Joe and John here with SandblastingMachines.com, and today we're going to be talking about Clemco's Apollo series of breathing air respirators, specifically the Apollo 20, 60, and 600.
That's right, Joe, but let's first start off with why. Why is it so important to be wearing a Apollo series helmet? It's safety. Operator safety is key. So for any blasting operation out there, any owner-operator, you want to take care of your workers, or yourself for that matter. These helmets are required by OSHA. So any jobs out there where OSHA may be coming in, checking on things, if you're not wearing an OSHA-approved blast helmet or breathing air respirator, they're going to shut you down. So that's the first and foremost. It's safety, and if you're not being safe for your operators, you're going to get shut down.
Right. And beyond OSHA, we have other certifications that these helmets meet.
Right. Well, right off the bat, this is the Apollo helmets are the only OSHA compliant Type CE supplied air respirators. They provide secondary hearing protection. That being said, most of your operators are going to be wearing a pair of earplugs.
Additional
right, but the audible levels when wearing an Apollo helmet actually is enough to keep the decibels down low enough where you're meeting their criteria.
You're at a safe level.
Yeah, NIOSH is saying this is a safe level for the operator, so it's actually a secondary hearing protection device.
Okay.
NIOSH also will monitor the air. So on the respirator side of it, they're going to say how many particles are allowed to pass through the respirator and get to the operator. This is a NIOSH approved helmet / respirator for breathing air as well.
Okay, great. So basically, these helmets are certified, safe to use. Moving on. These are available similar to our blast machines in the high pressure, low pressure systems. It's all about the respirator.
You're right, Joe. Very similar to the blast machines, and as we learned in earlier videos, in the blast machines, packages, HP and LP has nothing to do with the machine. It has everything to do with the respirators, which is what we're talking about today. So HP and LP, high pressure respirators being fed by your air compressor, low pressure respirators being fed by an ambient air pump.
Okay, great. So let's jump into the different models. We have the Apollo 20, 60, and 600.
Right. So the biggest difference in those, a lot of people will get me on the phone or in the chat. I'm not sure what helmet I have. I know it's an Apollo. First thing I ask is, what color is it? If they say it's a green, I know right off the bat they have an Apollo 20. Out of the Apollo series, that's the only one that's green, so that's the dead giveaway. On top of that, the Apollo 20 is the only one with a rectangular lens system.
Okay.
And it is a 3-lens system, that being said. So but the dead giveaway is the green.
Okay.
Jumping into an Apollo 60, this is where it gets a little more complicated. They say, oh, I have a red helmet. Well, this is an Apollo 60. We can all see it's red. Guess what? So is the Apollo 600.
Right.
So they look very similar. But the giveaway on that, the question I always ask is, what color is your window frame? The window frame or the door that you could swing open on the helmet. The Apollo 60, as we can see, is black.
Yep.
On an Apollo 600, it's red. It's the same color as the helmet. So that's the giveaway there. If they're not sure, a lot of times these are taped up. Guys will tape over them to keep the seals tight. Go to the back of the helmet, and you can see where the breathing air tube connects to the helmet. On an Apollo 60, it's molded right to it. It's a piece of that helmet. On an Apollo 600, it's actually a removable piece. So if you break it on a 600, you can replace it. If you break it on a 60, you got to replace the whole helmet.
Okay. Anything else that is different about the 60 and 600?
The 60 and the 600, on a 600 it's a 3-lens system, so you have an inner lens that goes in the gasket,
right.
You have an intermediate lens that goes just over that inside the door, and then on top of that intermediate lens goes your outer lens tear-off.
Okay.
On a Apollo 60 you'll only have an inner lens and an outer tear-off.
Okay, and then just going back to the high pressure, low pressure, talking about the air control valves.
Okay, yeah, so the biggest thing with those is on a low pressure system, you have a constant flow connector. That's going to be the only option you get. Basically, your hose is going to be fed from your ambient air pump, quick disconnect fitting on the end. It's a quick disconnect fitting that's on the operator belt for constant flow, and there's no adjusting the air, it's just pumping it into the operator. On a high pressure system, you're going to have 5 different air control valves to choose from. Some that adjust the air flow, some that adjust the air temperature, some that cool and heat. There's a lot of different options there. And the nice thing with that, regardless of the Apollo series helmet you have, as long as it's an HP, you can use those same air control devices.
Okay, great.
All right, so if you're looking to upgrade maybe from a 60 or a 20 to the 600, but you don't want to change that air control valve, you can go ahead and you can use that same one you had.
Oh, okay, great. And even with the lenses themselves, what if I went from a 20 to a 600?
From the 20 to 600, there would be a difference because it's a rectangle
versus
to
the oval.
Right. But from the 60 to the 600, if you have a bunch of Apollo 60 lenses laying around and you're thinking about going to 600, go right ahead and do it because those lenses will interchange.
All right, so checking out the site, I noticed we have several different buying options for all of the models.
That's right, Joe. There's a lot of different ways of buying these helmets and these models. It used to be pretty confusing, but I think we've really got it down now. Basically, what you could do is you could choose your helmet type, be it an Apollo 20, 60, or 600. Once you choose that helmet type or respirator type, there's 3 different ways to buy it. You can buy it as just the helmet. Now, when I say just the helmet, that includes a lot of the components. It's the helmet, it's the cape, it's the collar, it's a lot of what the operator's going to need to protect himself, and it's going to have the air control valve, whichever one you choose. Then the next option is the helmet, which includes all the things I just mentioned, with the breathing air hose. So that hose is the one that comes from your filter out to your air control valve, or the one, if it's an LP, comes from your ambient air pump out to your air control valve. And then lastly is the package, and packages are an HP only. That's going to include your CPF 20 air filter, your breathing air hose, and then your air control valve with your helmet.
All right, great. Well, all of the Apollo packages ship free. Anything over $75 ships free. And you can find all of those in the breathing air system section on sandblastingmachines.com. And for John, I'm Joe. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks for watching, guys.